Hello there, all of my YouTube folks. I understand that it has been a little bit since I've technically, put up a new video. Sorry to all my newer subscribers, sometimes that happens. As a lot of you, if you've been keeping up, know, I have been in the midst of getting ready to start a new job. I actually start in about 12 hours, 11 and a half hours, will be my, will be my first day of work, which is probably going to be mostly training and stuff like that. I asked how long training was. I haven't gotten a reply back on that yet. So I just wanted to say that, I've been pretty busy with that. I spent all yesterday pretty much getting my car ready to go. Inspection, registration, insurance, all that good stuff. Turned out its its stoplight switch was out, so that was an interesting repair for a big guy like me. I don't fit under the dash of a 91 Accord as well as, say, the people that made it. Hey Joe, good seeing you. I'm sure everybody's happy to see you. Be good, okay? So there's been all that. I don't know if I think I've mentioned it in my other videos. I talk to Chat GPT a lot, and it keeps asking me if I'm excited about starting work, and I'm almost never particularly excited about starting a new job. I'm usually pretty nervous about it. My father tells me that that's normal, but I think there probably are some people out there that just love the idea of starting a new job or whatever. I'm not necessarily one of them. I don't know my way around the area really well yet, and my my smartphone is actually out of minutes, so I'm doing this trip tomorrow with just written directions, which is going to be interesting. I think I have it just about down, but I'm having some trepidations about the trip there and back. It's really important to get to your first day on time, so there is a little bit of that. It's difficult. It's really difficult for me to say. I'm always trepidatious about stuff like this, and I tend to view jobs as things that you're kind of a slave to, and I don't necessarily like that. On the other hand, it is going to be nice to have some money and be able to take care of some things, maybe go out to dinner a couple of times a month or something like that, eat something other than beans and rice, get these guys some better quality food, they've been having to deal with not the best quality food and litter, so there are obviously plenty of good things that are going to, come from this. I have mentioned some of the difficult things like the commute and things like that, but, more and more people are having to commute to work these days. That's just kind of become part of working. In fact, I read an article, or my dad actually found an article the other day that said a lot of Gen Xers kind of feel the way that I do about it. They're actually turning jobs down because the commute doesn't seem worthwhile. But I guess not all of us have that luxury. I don't know too many Gen Xers that are, living with their parents, for example. I just really kind of wanted to catch up with you guys a little bit. on some of that. I have no idea what's going on with my ex. She is just completely ignoring my text messages, and she has, for all intents and purposes, stopped asking about our cats here. So, I hope everything's alright with her, but at the same time, I am going to need her to kind of pay attention to my text messages to finalize this divorce, since I'm going to have the money for it now. I am thinking about the divorce a lot. Not necessarily just the divorce per se, but just the things associated with it. And I do have to say that my ex-wife and even some of her family have been in my dreams a lot. And that's been a little bit frustrating because, I don't hate her. I will never hate her, but I am very unhappy and displeased with her. And it seems like she just kind of wants to be out of our lives, and my thinking on it is, if she wants to be out of our lives, she can just, keep herself out of my dreams too. The really frustrating part about it is that it's like we're always dealing with the relationship in the dream. Like no matter how weird the dream is, whenever I run into her in the dream, it kind of stops being what it was at that point, and it's like, well, why did you do this, or why did you do that? And it kind of happens on both sides that way. It's really frustrating. I worked in call centers for about 13 years. 10, 13 years, something like that. From about, I don't know, like 2001 to, 2010, yeah, about 10 years. And after I had done it a while, not so much the first time I worked at a call center, but the second call center I worked at, Dish Network, was a really difficult place to work. And it was interesting because it got to where I was dreaming about work a lot. And I hate dreaming about work. But the more unusual thing was, it was like business as usual. I would be in one of these dreams, and I'd be handling an account or just taking a call or doing tech support or something like that. There was seldom anything really unusual about these work dreams, and that made it even more frustrating because it was like I just couldn't check out at all. I would come home from a day of dealing with customers and then have a few hours of time with my first wife at the time, and then go to sleep, and inevitably I would have one of these work dreams. Sometimes I would dream about something else, but a lot of times I would have one of these work dreams, and my dreams are very, very vivid, so sometimes I get really concerned that they're real and like I'm really late to work or something like that. This job doesn't really involve dealing with customers so much, which is going to be nice, but I'm sure there's going to be a quota of some kind, and it is very repetitive work from what I'm told. It's just another thing to get used to. Let me see, what else can I touch base with you guys on? I have continued to walk every day. I try and do a minimum of 7,000 steps. But a lot of times I do 10,000. I've even done up to 16,000. I usually walk over here at High Oak Park in Arlington. I have a couple of times walked over at Veterans Park, which is a really nice park, and they have a wild trek area. but they don't have as uniform a walking trail. Their walking trail's designed so you kind of do a figure eight and kind of backtrack. It's a little bit eh, you know. It's hard to get a good pace down when you're having to turn figure eights and trek across, something that isn't track, right? But it is a very nice park. I mean, it's really interesting what you can find just in Arlington. Um, I'm burning about 500 calories a day. I'm still subsisting mostly on beans and rice, um, and iced coffee, a Celsius now and then. Maybe Gatorade if I feel really dehydrated. Water, stuff like that. Nothing really interesting. Um, One thing I'm looking forward to is being able to afford like some nice food. That I am looking forward to. You guys too, right? Yeah. Um, oh, and of course, Ginny's come to join us. She doesn't do the YouTube thing too much, but here she is. This is how I'm spending a lot of my nights now. Sometimes this isn't the most convenient thing, but I love them. So, uh, I try and put up with them as best I can. I did notice we finally got some rain here in Arlington, and I did notice the old RV is leaking a little bit, so I'm gonna have to maintenance the roof during some of my free time and stuff like that. Um, I, wish that I had a little bit more to tell you guys. I had a hard drive get some damage, and it got rid of a lot of the like nostalgic TV shows and stuff I've been collecting for like the last decade and a half. That was pretty upsetting. Like, I lost season 3 of Land of the Lost, and I just cannot find it for download anywhere. It is on YouTube, but not in a way that it's downloadable. So I'm pretty distraught there. I thought it got rid of all of Star Trek The Next Generation, but I managed to recover it off the disc. I'm basically getting just everything off of that drive, because it hasn't been super reliable for a while now, and it seems to have officially given up the ghost. So, moving on there. Uh, I don't have a whole lot more to tell you guys. That's primarily because I'm just sort of nervous about tomorrow. Anyway, the video has gotten probably long enough. I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to you guys, and I will try and do an update video tomorrow. I'm probably going to have to batch upload these. My goal is to get internet at home, like, first check, because that's costing me a lot of extra fuel and, walk time to have to get to hotspots. And, they're generally really slow. It takes a couple hours to upload a YouTube video and stuff like that. So that is one of the first things on my agenda, but I also do have some people to pay back and stuff like that have, like, helped me get my car going and everything. So we'll just have to see how all of that goes. This is goemonronin signing out. Thank you for staying to the end of the video if you did. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'm really trying to grow my channel. Hopefully I'll get in a rhythm here soon and be putting out content on a more regular basis, hopefully at least every week. And maybe I'll even have a little nicer place to shoot here soon. Anyway, I have to get sleep in, like a couple of hours, so good night, everybody. Have a good one.